around here dead, sitting on the law under chains of darkness. And they don't understand what chains of darkness mean. Again, adding to the word and taking from the word. Genesis 5:23. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him. What did he take him to? He took him to paradise. And we're going to find out why he took him to paradise, brothers and sisters. I have a class on YouTube called Enoch. Where is he? Dead, in heaven, or in the grave? Or something like that. Enoch, where is he? In hell, heaven, or chains of darkness, something like that. But it's on YouTube. Go and look at it. But we see here, he was in paradise when the other saints got there. Let's go to 2 Kings. 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass when Yahuwah would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind. Then Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. So it came to pass when Yahuwah would take up Elijah to heaven by a whirlwind. The book clearly telling you what Yahuwah would do, but you got brothers talking about, nobody ain't heaven. Not what the prophets and the apostles understood. How can two walk together except they be agreed, brothers and sisters? So we see here that when the saints was resurrected, and when they went on up to paradise, when Abraham's bosom was relocated from Sheol to paradise, or heaven, who was there when they got there? Enoch and Elijah. Listen, up to this day we have not tasted death, but have been waiting for the coming of the Antichrist to do battle with him with divine signs and wonders, and after having been slain by him in Jerusalem, to be again taken up alive in the cloud after 3 days and a half. So now we know who your two witnesses are. I also have a class on YouTube called The Two Witnesses. Who are they? So we see here, brothers and sisters, Enoch and Elijah will be your two witnesses. Not the house of Israel and the house of Judah, or your two witnesses being the Old Testament and the New Testament, or Moses and Elijah, or nobody else that people have given you about the two witnesses. Your two witnesses are Enoch and Elijah. It's not me or you or nobody else. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. It's going to read about the two witnesses. Revelation chapter 11, verse number 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two menorahs standing before the Elohim of the earth. Let's get out verse number 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascends out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Gomorrah, where our master was crucified. Sodom in Egypt, where our master was crucified. Skip down to verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Ruach of life, the spirit of life from Elohim entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them all which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So, brothers and sisters, as you can see here, the two witnesses that was mentioned in Zechariah and that was mentioned here in Revelations are none other than Enoch and Elijah. Enoch and Elijah. Nobody else. This is why the Father calls me to call this class Revelations from the Gospel of Nicodemus. This is, sister and brother, the true revelation. Now you're getting a bird's eye view. You're getting a fervent, unequivocal understanding of what happened before the saints came. The Messiah said he would be in the heart of the earth, and what happened when the saints came out, and how they were delivered from Sheol. Let's go to 26, Nicodemus. And while Enoch and Elijah were speaking with the saints, behold, another man, most wretched, came up, bearing on his shoulder the sign of the tree. And all the saints seeing him and said to him, Who are you? Your appearance is that of a robber. And what is the sign that you bear on your shoulders? And he answered them and said, You correctly say that I was a robber, doing all evil deeds on the earth. And the Jews crucified me with Yahusha. And I saw the miracles which were done to creation by the tree of Yahusha crucified. And I believe him to be the creator of all created things, and the king omnipotent. And I prayed to him, saying, Remember me, O Master, when you have come into your kingdom. And he immediately receiving my prayer said to me, Amen. I say to you, this day you shall be with me in paradise. Where is paradise, brothers and sisters? In heaven. Let's go to Luke chapter 23, where this was said at, where this account took place at. So now we know, sisters and brothers, when you read Luke 23, now you get you a full, fervent, unequivocal understanding of what was being said there, what happened here, what petition was made, and what request was granted. 23 and 39. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If you be Messiah, save yourself and us. But the other answered, rebuking him, saying, Do not you fear Elohim, seeing you are in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deed, but this man has done nothing amiss. And he said unto Yahusha, Master, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Yahusha said unto him, Amen. I say unto you, today shall you be with me in paradise. So, sisters and brothers, that day on the tree, as he was in the middle of both of those malefactors, he granted one of the malefactors request that he would be with him today in paradise. That meaning that day he granted his request and said, You will be with me. And when he died, 3 days later, brothers and sisters, that thief was with Yahusha in paradise. Many bodies of the saints arose. Sisters and brothers, he was one that arose with the Messiah in Matthew 27, 52 and 53. That day, his request was granted, honored, and he went to the Shamayim, the heaven, paradise, with Yahusha and the rest of the saints, as we just got confirmed out of the mouth of Luke, out of the mouth of Nicodemus. Let's go to close, brothers and sisters. 27. Let me finish reading this to y'all. And he gave me the sign of the tree, saying, bearing this, walk into paradise. And if the angel who guards paradise will not permit you to enter, show him the sign of the tree. And you shall say to him, Yahusha HaMashiach, the son of Elohim, who has now been crucified, has sent me. And when I had done this, I said all this to the angel who guarded paradise, which is Michael. And when he heard this from me, immediately he opened the gates and let me in and placed me on the right hand of paradise, saying, Behold, wait a little, and Adam, the father of all the human race, will enter with all his sons, the holy and just, after the triumph and glory of the ascension of Messiah, the crucified master. And hearing these words of the robber, all the holy patriarchs and prophets said with one voice, Blessed be you, O Yahuwah Almighty, the Father of eternal blessings, and Father of mercies, who have given such grace to your sinners, and have brought them into the joy of paradise and into your rich pastures, for this is spiritual life most sure. Amen. Amen. These are the divine and sacred mysteries which we saw and heard, I, Corinthians, and Lucius. He said these are the most divine, and sacred mysteries. These are mysteries that you're being revealed, sisters and brothers, today. Sacred for those called out and truly seeks the truth of Yahuwah. This is for you. For those of you who don't, it's not for you. The truth is for everybody, brothers and sisters, but everybody don't accept the truth. That's just the way it is. The other mysteries of Elohim were not permitted, we are not permitted to tell, further, as Michael the archangel adjured us and said, you shall go with your brethren to Jerusalem and continue crying in prayer and glorifying the resurrection of the Master, Yahusha, Messiah, who raised you from the dead with himself. And you shall speak with no man, but shall sit dumb until the hour shall come when the Master himself permits you to relate the mysteries of his divinity. And the archangel Michael ordered us to go across Jordan into a rich and fertile spot, where are many who rose with us in witness of the resurrection of the Master Yahusha, of the Master Messiah. But we who rose from the dead were only permitted 3 days to keep the Passover of Yahuwah in Jerusalem with our living relatives in witness of the resurrection of Messiah, the Master. And we have been baptized in the holy stream of Jordan, each one receiving a white robe. They were all baptized receiving the white robe. They were baptized under the new covenant, brothers and sisters. They had to be baptized under the new covenant. And after 3 days, having kept the Master's Passover, after 3 days, having kept Yahuwah's Passover, all who rose with us were